Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. Unfortunately, we got some more FUD today. USDT, the biggest stable coin out there, depegged slightly. What caused it? And should we worry? Let's discuss that. And also, let's discuss what Blackrock is doing. Are they the ones behind the recent Bitcoin moves? Well, let's discuss this as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. US bell, the market bell. Oh, there we go. It's still working. There's the market bell. Today, US market looks reddish. Dow barely up, and then NASDAQ has S&P down. Of course, I talked enough about Powell yesterday. Still very angry about what transpired yesterday. But, you know, life moves on, right? The European Central Bank did something opposite. Rather than pause, they just continue to raise their rates. So it's at 3.5% now. Okay, so, I mean, ECB is obviously trailing the U.S. The Fed fund rate is at 5 to 5.25%. ECB is at 3.5%. But, you know, rather than follow the Fed and say, well, we're going to pause and then raise rates 2 more times, that's stupid, right? So at least, you know, they just continue forward. But what this shows is, yeah, inflation. Inflation is a tough cookie to crack. And it's a tough cookie to crack, especially when there's just more and more and more money. When the money keeps going up, well, it's no good. That's why you need something when, oops, I just realized my screen was not, my screen was not showing. But this is what I was trying to show. Yeah, if you look at an inflation rate of Bitcoin, it keeps dropping. But when you look at an inflation rate of dollars or euros, it's quite the opposite. It keeps going upwards, right? So there's a big difference when the inflation rate is coming down versus inflation going upwards, right? So big difference is the reason why Bitcoin is different and why so many people are turning to Bitcoin. So that's fantastic. And that may be the reason why BlackRock, they're about to get their Bitcoin ETF out, right? We know BlackRock, they pull a lot of strings behind the scenes. They do a lot of things behind the scenes. So I don't know, this whole thing, this whole you know, weakness that we're seeing with the Fed, with everything else, who knows? Who knows? Maybe BlackRock is behind it all, right? Obviously, the largest asset manager out there. If they want to get into Bitcoin, they want to buy Bitcoin. They want to buy it cheap. They don't want to buy it when it's rallying. They want to buy when everyone else is panicking, right? Kind of like right now, after what happened with the SEC, and then with the Fed, you got Gary and Powell disrupting the U.S. markets and crypto markets a ton. What better time to be loading up on Bitcoin? So I wouldn't put it past them if they were, you know, the ones really pulling the strings behind the scenes. But you know what? We'll see. Or maybe they're not pulling any strings and they just realize, well, due to everything that's going on, right? Despite you know, we had this debt ceiling crisis, then we have, you know, we had this SEC FUD, and then we had yesterday's events, right? Maybe they know, despite all these things, it doesn't really matter, because what really matters is the halving event. And this is the time to be loading up before the next leg up, or top, I should say. I mean, if you look at the previous cycles we had, yes, we go through either a year or a year and a half of recovering from bottom, then we have a year to a year and a half of upward trending moves until we hit a peak. So maybe BlackRock just realizes, well, this is the way. So we need to get in before this next top happens, right? So if you look at where we are now, pretty obvious. We're about halfway through the 532 days, right? Leading up to the halving event. And then, like always, we have our tremendous run afterwards. So no different this time around. And yeah, and everyone else in between, outside of institutions like BlackRock, right? Everyone in between, from the shrimps, the crabs, the fish, the whales, basically everyone is loading up right now. Loading up because Bitcoin holders know this is the way. We're approaching the halving event, and owning and holding Bitcoin is way better than holding fiat. Okay? Because fiat will just rob you blind over time due to inflation, due to what Powell is trying to stop, which is an impossible task for him. And he knows it too, because the U.S. government continues to print more and is irresponsible with its finances, basically. And that's why it'll be a never-ending cycle, right? This is the reason why everyone continues to load up on Bitcoin, or at least hold on to their Bitcoin, right? And that's why. That's why you see stuff like this. All right, outside of this, let's see what else is there. I saw this also, and this is actually surprising yet not surprising also. Hong Kong puts pressure on 3 major banks to take on crypto exchanges. Wow. Why can't the U.S. be like this, right? Gary Gensler is causing all the banks in the U.S. to get away from the exchanges. Hong Kong, on the other hand, is forcing their banks to take on exchanges. You know, Hong Kong recently reached out to Coinbase and said, hey, come over here, right? Open up shop in Hong Kong. And now they're putting pressure on HSBC, Standard Chartered, and Bank of China to say, hey, we want those exchanges here. You better do business with them. You better provide fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. What a 180 versus what's going on in the U.S. right now. See, Hong Kong and China, you know, they're taking advantage of the situation right now. They know what's going on in the U.S. They know what's going on with SEC and Gary. So they're doing the exact opposite. They're trying to pull all the companies in rather than push them away, right? It's a brilliant move right now. It makes you wonder if they knew this was coming all along, right? So, I mean, that's wild, right? Wild that they're actually forcing the banks to take on the exchanges as clients rather than push them away. A new concept that doesn't exist in the U.S. right now. Maybe in Europe, maybe in other places. I think Australia is also having problems with banks not working with exchanges. But hope to see it. Hope to see it more. Hope to see this kind of headline more in other countries in the future. Europe also, EU's leaked digital euro bill outlaws interest, large holdings, and programmability. So basically, those of you guys that are in Europe right now, you better get ready for the digital euro, okay? And with it, you cannot earn interest, which is even worse than, I guess, fiat if you think about it. You can't earn interest, you can't hoard it, and you can't program it so that it can, you know, utilize smart contracts or anything like that. It's weird. It's weird. They're putting a lot of restrictions on it so that the only thing you could do is get it and spend it. That's it. They don't even want you to save it. Interesting. I don't know why they would want that, but yeah, I don't, but it's weird, but it's coming. Okay, CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, are coming. Europe is going to happen. It's going to happen in the US. It's going to happen in China and Hong Kong and everywhere. It's going to happen. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Don't be fooled into thinking that it's going to be good. It's not going to be good. And what else is not good is this. The headline news today is, of course, USDT depegging. Now, the good news is USDT is so big. When people say depeg, it's just slightly off, and there's plenty of money in the Tether bank to kind of cover it. But you could see, yeah, it did depeg from that $1. It went all the way down to 0.9958. So it's still less than a cent depeg, and right now it's 99.78. But what caused the depeg? There's always been a lot of FUD around Tether, right? And I still don't trust Tether fully. I told you guys that. Tether created by iFinix. Basically, it was created a way to fundraise for iFinix because they lost a whole bunch of money before. And Tether has this strange relationship with Bitfinex and iFinix, and there was a hole that was, you guys could look up the story. I mean, Bitfinex created another token called Leo just to patch the hole that they made with Tether. Think about it. I mean, they just keep creating coins and somehow people keep buying them, and somehow they're still around. But anyways, Tether is the largest, and recently they got larger because some FUD around USDC, right, with Silvergate that actually gave them more momentum. But today they depegged slightly. Why did they do that? Or why did it happen? Supposedly there's some whale that started to play some games, okay? And I think the end game was to make profit, not to try to depeg it or crash it. But, you know, there's people that's been monitoring the situation. So you got this guy that deposited about 52 million USDC and borrowed 40 million of USDT and then deposited that into Coinbase and Kraken, okay, and then withdrew more USDC, depositing USDC. So they kept depositing USDT. First of all, they borrowed a whole bunch of USDT, and then what did they do? They put it into Aave, and then it shorted the hell out of it. Okay, so with Aave, I didn't even know you could short USDT, which makes kind of no sense. You shouldn't be able to short a stable coin, but somehow you can. So basically this whale took a ton of money, borrowed USDT with his USDC, and then threw it on Aave and started shorting the hell out of it. Okay, maybe with, I think probably with the curve pair or something like that. So that's exactly what happened. And then the guy stopped and then paid back the loan and got back his USDC. So that's basically what happened. Okay, so you got one guy that's probably playing games, trying to make a quick buck, and played a very dangerous game, putting $50-something million into it. Now, because of this, though, unfortunately, there were a lot of curve was depegging, not depegging, but the price was dropping by a lot. Okay, there was a lot of worry because of all the USDT shorting. So there was like emergency borrowing. The Curve founder borrowed $110 million in stable coins against all his Curve to try to stabilize it and not cause it to go down, because if it goes down, then $131 million worth of Curve would have been liquidated and it would have caused a lot of pain. I mean, so that was the situation, I guess, trying to put it together. I don't quite understand everything that happened, but it just seems like, yeah, that's what happened. I mean, this is the type of games that happened with with UST, I should say, and Luna on a much larger scale. This is on a much shorter scale, or smaller scale, I should say. But overall, things are recovering, and the CTO of USDT, Tether, said There's no problems at all on our side. If people want to withdraw, we're going to cover it. There's no issues. So they're trying to say, hey, it's okay. It's okay. We'll get past this, right? But still, kind of scary. Kind of scary that, you know, whales can kind of do this, right? And cause such a disruption. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Looks like the market may be recovering today, which is good. Remember, what did I say yesterday? Usually after FOMC meeting, the market rallies, and usually after the FOMC meeting, the market dumps. Yesterday we had a dump right afterwards, so we actually go get a good day today. Maybe it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility because we have seen it before many times. All right, let's do some Q&A. Evan Almighty, much love from Houston. Thank you, my man. Let me scroll up here. Yeah, I missed out. I screwed up at the beginning. I didn't change my screen, so it's a little early. How will BlackRock exchange Black Effect BTC? Well, you know BlackRock gets into Bitcoin, which they have. They hinted that they've been getting in, right? You got to figure someone like BlackRock, which is kind of like this black hole entity that no one really knows anything about. People just know that they control the world. They're buying up real estate. Who knows how much they own? They buy up all these assets, and you know, they're just scary entity. And if they're going to file a Bitcoin ETF, that means they're loading up on Bitcoin, right? They're going to be loading up because you need Bitcoin to be able to provide a spot ETF. And we know that Gary and SEC has not approved one yet. There's futures ETF, but not spot ETF, which actually requires the fund manager to hold Bitcoin. Van Eyck and others have been trying to push this through forever, including Grayscale. Grayscale even sued SEC. But you know what? Maybe BlackRock is going to be given the green light because they are BlackRock. They probably control Gary. And yeah, so if they're going to get into it, I mean, it'll be a net positive in terms of price action, because probably after this comes out, there will be a lot of institutions that buy the ETF. BlackRock themselves have to buy more Bitcoin. So short term, net positive. Long term, we certainly don't want a BlackRock to be controlling the supply in any way, right? So we'll see. It's kind of like a, what do you call it? Necessary evil right now? It's not necessary, actually. I take that back. I don't know. It'll help short term, long term, not so good. Would you ever admit being wrong with XRP if it moons? No, I wouldn't be wrong. Wrong about what? Their business model still sucks. Okay? The concept of XRP being a bridge currency, you know, it sucks. Because they came out with it back in 2014 or 2015 before stablecoins were around. So they're doing what they can, right? But with that business model, they built an empire, a huge war chest, and they're able to defend SEC. So you got to applaud them for that. And I've been saying good things about them about that. But how XRP works, or how the company works, that's not changed, and it still sucks. Do you think there's some silver lining in Powell announcing further hikes and the market will price them in? Potential rally if they don't end up doing both or just one. I guess that's a good way to look at it, Brent. There might be a chance of that. Okay. Yeah, if you pound the FUD and the market expects it and then it doesn't happen, it could rally the market. I guess that's the silver lining, right? Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. I don't know if there's another silver lining. I mean, Powell kind of backtracked and said, you know, those poll numbers, we didn't discuss it. It just was like mailed in, and then we just decided to show it, right? But the thing is, why did he have to show it? Why did they have to do that poll? Had they not done any of that, then he would not have to address it, and then he could have just said we're pausing and evaluating, which would have been much more positive. So it still bothers me that they did that stupid poll and released those numbers. And he was even asked about it during the Q&A. It's like why do you need to say that now? What if that was truly the intent? Then just raise the rate today, right? It's just the whole thing yesterday was just kind of goofy. You know, just when you think you know, just when you think you know how FOMC meetings go. Then you just get surprised by something. It seems like every time you think you know, and then there's something new that just comes out and causes more FUD. Claudius, I did hear about that. That's why when I was mentioning about banks, Australia seems to have that problem too. But look at this. Look at this headline. Hong Kong is actually forcing banks to take on crypto clients, right? Unlike a lot of countries like the US and Australia, where the banks are like, no, we don't want to deal with these exchanges, right? Hong Kong is like, you have to. You have to. So Hong Kong's making all the right moves right now. Okay, so they're making it very friendly, very crypto friendly, and they're trying to draw in all the exchanges. They're trying to be the new Web3 hub. So this might have been a plan put in place many years ago by China, saying, you know what, when the timing is right, we're going to open her up and we're going to become the new crypto hub. I mean, other countries, they got to recognize this, right? If you're in the U.S., you see a headline like this, you're like, we got to do something. We don't want Coinbase to move out of the U.S. We don't want Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, Crypto.com to move out of the U.S. and go to Hong Kong. That would be stupid of us, right? People need to pay attention. That's why we need to remove Gary. But Gary needs to be removed from SEC. Jerry, don't be scared. Hang on. Okay. Bitcoin at 25,000 sucks. 26,000 is better. 27,000 is better, right? But when in doubt, zoom out. Know that 25,000 is better than 15,000. And when you really get depressed, then zoom out some more. Okay, this one. Zoom out some more, and then you'll realize, well, we've had worse days. Much worse days, right? Move this line up a little bit, right there. Yeah, we're pressed against like this resistant turn support. Remember these days. Most of you guys have been through it. Remember the 2022 days, how bad they were, right? We could barely sustain 18,000, 19,000, right? So just remember those days and remember where we are and realize that we're still much better shape than beginning of the year or much of 2022. Well, look at that. Now the U.S. market is rallying. Did you check the USDC Avalanche SEC hearing? No, I didn't even know there's a hearing for all those things. Will Tesla and Nvidia pump to 1,000? I don't know. I think tech sector, you can't go wrong with tech. You got all these non-tech sectors that I would never hold on to. I would just load up on tech for obvious reasons. Because I'm covering tech too every day. Bitcoin is a tech. Crypto is a tech. But yeah, the big tech companies like Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, they're just going to keep on churning away, eating up everything and get bigger, bigger, bigger. I feel that compared with past bear markets, this bear market has less bleeding from retail. I remember 2017 was a massacre. I don't feel it in the air this time yet. You know what? It's true what you said, and that's because crypto has evolved. Because we have chains and tokens that are actually holding their value rather than dump to nothing. In 2018, when we came down, 2019, every single thing outside of Bitcoin was down 99.99%. Bitcoin was also down 85%, which is a lot, but everything was down 99.99%. This time around, not so much, because I think it's due to DeFi getting much stronger and bigger, NFTs getting bigger, even meme coins getting stronger. Everything combined obviously has made it so that we did not have the same kind of downfall, which means when we actually do start really rallying, I can't imagine how much money will be flowing in and where this next top will end. A lot of people are predicting 250,000. Maybe that doesn't stop. Maybe we keep going. When the FOMO hits, it hits hard. And it never makes any logical sense. But FOMO hits and you just got billions to trillions this time around coming in, especially when you have big boys like Blackrock in the game, Fidelity in the game, right? And who knows about China? Now they opened up crypto trading. I mean, you're talking about potentially trillions of dollars flowing in to this next run. Something you certainly don't want to miss. Do you think there's any hope for Pepe? I don't know. I think so. I don't think there's any wrong with Pepe. It's just, you know, when people are fearful, they sell it off, right? I don't know what their plans are. They were at 500 million not too long ago, now 337, which isn't good. But, you know, the struggle with meme coins is once they get so big, people expect more, right? And I don't know what more they could provide. Sheep just kind of kept going and going and going, but that was during a bull market. Had Pepe pumped and okay, so if we were in a bull market right now, like a really bullish market like 2021, and Pepe pumped, it probably would have gone the same route as Sheep and could have gone to 10 billion or even more. But it's amazing that it even hit this much, this high, in a time period like this, which it's not bearish, but it's certainly not super bullish yet. We just started this new bull run, so it's a testament to them. But still, where is it gonna go? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to survive. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do, and hopefully everything else survives too. But I don't know what their new plans are. Tesla's down slightly, Apple's up slightly, Nvidia is down slightly, Coinbase is down, AMD is down. So most tech is still down today. One might flip. Today may end up being a good day. We'll see. Optimus. Why did a Trust Wallet token pump? Mikkel or Mickey, I don't know. Trust Wallet token doesn't need to exist. I don't know what purpose it serves. There's zero purpose, so I don't know who's buying Trust Wallet tokens. So it's a freaking wallet, and a wallet does not need tokens, and I don't even know if it does anything. Even if from a governance standpoint, I don't even know. So I think that was like pre Binance buying them out or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about that token. Ordinals tokens, no, I'm not into Ordinals tokens. I've not messed around with it. I know there's still a lot of hype around Ordinals, but still, I've just stayed away. Today feels like a Friday. Today definitely feels like a Friday, but unfortunately, it's Thursday. I was thinking it's Friday. You know, I'll be done. I can go chill and do whatever. But I just realized that today's Thursday. So, another working day. You think U.S. wallet companies are next for SEC? I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that. You know, this is what I said. You know, you got a lot of Bitcoin maxis that say, oh, Gary is killing everything. That's great. Then what we have left is Bitcoin, right? No, he's not going to stop there. He's already attacking exchanges, which is, you know, affecting Bitcoin. But soon he's going to be attacking others when he has no more distractions. He's going to be attacking wallets, self-custody. He's going to try to force KYC on self-custody wallets. Go attack Lightning nodes. That's another target, too, that people don't realize. He's been looking at that already. So there's a lot of things that he could target that also affects Bitcoin. That's why Gary needs to be checked now rather than let him roam free and get his way. Cobalt. I don't know what Cobalt is. It sounds familiar, but I don't remember what it is. Circuits of value. Yeah, I remember this. You could put like buckets. Anyways, I'm not gonna cover it. It's too small right now. All right, guys. I'll get some rest. I had a long day yesterday. Today, markets are doing pretty good. Maybe we get a good rally today, and then there'll be less gloomy and doomy. But right now, Bitcoin and crypto is kind of halted. You know what? Is it due to Blackrock? You know, maybe they're pulling the strings, making it happen because they want to come out with their Bitcoin ETF, right? Or maybe this is just normal because, hey, we got a little more days to go before we get that tremendous pump due to the 4-year cycle. So don't give up on that. That's coming. And I'll see you guys tonight 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.